That big meeting with Putin, President Biden is set to meet with more key allies at the NATO summit to try to reassert the United States' commitment to the alliance. Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl joins me live now with more on this. Jonathan, good morning. You know, Biden seems to be trying to draw a really strong distinction between his administration and former President Trump's America First policy.
A stark difference, clearly, most importantly, on the question of working with allies, multilateral approach to foreign policy. As you heard Macron of France say, you know, it's good to have you back in the club, America back in the club. Biden has embraced our allies. He's talked about working together. I was at a lot of these summits with Donald Trump. The America First approach was, we will work with you when it is in our interest, but our interests absolutely always come first, and you're on your own, we are on our own. That is a very different approach. Now, that said, there's a big question about what Biden will actually be able to do working in concert with our allies. There was a lot of talk of working together on climate change, for instance, on the Build Back Better World approach that the G7 talked about in terms of providing support for underdeveloped, poorer countries around the world. Those are all big and lofty goals, and you saw Biden talk about embracing this idea, for instance, a 15% minimum corporate tax for the world. But as Biden has also pointed out, this is an alliance of democracies, and Biden will have to be able to deliver on that by getting Congress to agree on a lot of the things he is promising, and of course that is a tough road.
And the summit with Vladimir Putin isn't the only high-stakes meeting on Biden's schedule. He's also set to meet with President Erdogan of Turkey today. And this comes after Turkey's purchase of the Russian defense systems and Biden's recognition of the Armenian genocide. So things are kind of tense there. What's at stake with that meeting?
Yeah, this is a tough one. During the campaign, Biden talked about Erdogan as an autocrat, which is quite possibly a very accurate description of Erdogan, but a label that also irritated him. The two have known each other for a long time. They go back, more than a decade. But this is a tough relationship. You mentioned recognizing the Armenian genocide as genocide. This is something that Turkey has resisted and lobbied against for years, and the only time so far that Biden has spoken as president to Erdogan is when he called him to inform him that he would be labeling what happened to the Armenians under the Ottoman Empire as a genocide. So this will be a very interesting meeting. That said, there are areas where the United States really needs Turkey. Turkey, of course, is a NATO ally right there at the crossroads between Europe and Asia. Absolutely critical to stability in Syria. And also, the last thing that Biden wants to do is to drive Turkey into the arms of China or Russia. You need to see, Turkey remain solidly as a NATO ally. And for his part, Erdogan also needs the United States. Erdogan, the Turkish economy has been battered by a number of factors, including COVID. And they need, Turkey needs investment from America, investment from the rest of Europe, investment, frankly, that Russia cannot provide.
And speaking of Russia, of course, we're all looking ahead to that big summit between President Biden and Vladimir Putin. So Biden says he'll be giving a solo press conference after that meeting. What does that tell you?
Well, that tells you that he doesn't want a repeat of Trump and Biden and Trump and Putin in Helsinki. You saw, from Cecilia's story. This is extraordinary. I've covered a lot of one-on-one meetings between American presidents and foreign leaders. I have never seen, after a one-on-one meeting, the United States president coming out and doing a solo press conference, and the White House announcing that in advance, making it very clear that Biden did not want to be side by side at a press conference with Vladimir Putin. It's an indication of the one thing that the two men absolutely agree on, and that is that U.S.-Russian relations are at a low point. That said, I can also tell you that Joe Biden is not looking for a major confrontation with Vladimir Putin here. There are tough issues that will be raised. The rhetoric will be tough. He will criticize Putin, as he already has, on the issues of cybersecurity, election interference, human rights. But he does not want a big confrontation with Putin because Biden wants to engage with Russia, and more importantly, as Biden sees the world, as the Biden administration sees the world, the #1 foreign policy challenge, problem, is not Russia, it's China. That's where Biden wants the focus to be.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that meeting.
No doubt.
And back here at home, John, we're learning some new details about the Trump Justice Department seizing records from White House counsel Don McGahn and his wife in 2018. What's the latest on that?
This is really bizarre, and frankly, we don't really know what was going on. The basic facts are, we've actually learned from Apple. That is that in response to a subpoena from the Justice Department going back to 2017, 2018, that they turned over records related to the top lawyer in the Trump White House, Don McGahn, just like they turned over records to top Democrats on Capitol Hill, including Adam Schiff. What we don't know is, did DOJ specifically and intentionally target McGahn, or was this part of a much broader a search that was requested? And remember, it's not just McGahn, it's also McGahn's wife. It is really, really strange. We also don't know what the investigation was about. We know it was some kind of a leak investigation, but what leak were they investigating that would possibly involve going after the White House counsel? So more unanswered questions than questions. The DOJ is investigating this, the Inspector General, the internal watchdog for DOJ, but you can be sure that Congress will be looking at this as well. By the way, one other very strange thing about this is that neither Jeff Sessions, former Attorney General, or former Attorney General Bill Barr say that they knew anything about it. This, both men say, has come as a surprise to them.
All right, so whatever this secret is, it's a deep one, but Chief Washington Correspondent Jonathan Karl, we know that you will be staying on top of it for us. Yes. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Diane.
And you can watch our full coverage of the Biden-Putin summit on Wednesday right here on ABC News Live.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.